Hi, Fems. I am so excited to kick off Monday with you. We are really excited to share with you some really great inspiration this morning. I am Violette, Ayala, the founder of FemCity, and this beautiful woman next to me is Suzanne. She is actually also a global member and also one of our FemCity leaders of Detroit. And we're so excited to share some inspiration with you. Suzanne, welcome, welcome.
Thank you so much. I'm happy to be here.
Likewise, likewise. So our theme of the month of July is all about reviewing and regrouping because it is half the year, that point in the year where it's kind of like we've got 6 months left. It's time to look to see where our lives are going, where our business is going, and it's been tumultuous, to say the least. And so I invited Suzanne to join me today to have this conversation to inspire you to reflect, review, regroup, and look to see how you can make those changes, those tweaks, so that the rest of the year can be as best as possible and we can finish on the highest vibe that we can. So Suzanne, before we get started, because some of these femmes may not even know who you are, they may be seeing you for the first time. So could you share a little bit about what makes you an expert when we start talking about mindset, when we start talking about reviewing and regrouping? Can you share a little bit about your background?
Sure. So my name is Suzanne. I am the collective leader for Detroit. And so just over the years, in particular, 4 years ago, my father ended his life. And so with that, I had to kind of flip around pretty quickly my mindset because I recognized some of the things that could easily bring me there as well. So with that, I did a lot of soul searching and I came to the conclusion that it's mindset. It's what you're telling yourself, what you're surrounding yourself in, the people, what you're watching. And so I actually wrote a book. It's called Get Your Mind Right. So I do believe that you have the power in changing yourself through mindset. So that's where I started. I'm also a business mentor coach, and I just help people tap into their real purpose in life. So you can look me up. I'll leave all of that in the heading below or the link below.
Absolutely. You know, I got chills listening to you share that. And I've been working with you we've been working together for at least a year, I want to say, a little bit above a year. And so it's so crazy today on my Instagram. I just want to read this out because as you were sharing your background, I wanted to share with you what came up on my feed because I think it connects with what you're saying. So this is a quote from Erica Perry, who's a woman that we featured on FemCity a couple months ago. And then, of course, she was a guest on Laura Meyer's podcast, who's also another global member. And the quote is, "We see Oprah Winfrey or Sarah Blakely, who's the founder of Spanx, as a self-made billionaire, but you also have to see her as a human. She's a human being and nothing separates Oprah or Sarah or any of these other successful women from you. The only thing that separates them is going to be their thoughts. If you listen to Sarah, if you listen to Oprah, a running theme would be they knew they could do it." So that is, I mean, just exactly what you said. Crazy, right?
It is crazy.
And let me share.
So true.
So true. And there was another quote also that just came up today also. I have to find it. I thought I shared it, but I didn't. And I don't want to spend time. But when it comes to our thoughts, I think that's the only difference between those women that we see in the magazines and newspapers. Like you said, it's all about the mindset. And I love that you shared that perhaps your mindset always wasn't where it is today, that perhaps it had to go through that soul searching to kind of figure out. And I think
intentional, you know, you don't wake up happy, you don't wake up feeling a certain way. So I had to kind of set up my own life and rechange some things. And actually FemCity was great for me because it reprogrammed and introduced me to different people. So yeah, and I actually launched a nonprofit called Fearless Minds. It's brand new. It was born the day before my birthday, so it's a part of my dad's legacy, but it's going to be something that will help others to tap out of, you know, what they're thinking and into a more positive space.
Love that. And I think that also, I know some of the femmes that we have in the community, sometimes they look at women that are very successful and they assume that either the ride was very simple or they had everything already laid out for them and their mindset was always in place. And so I think the conversation that we're having today is really important for those of you that are feeling that you're kind of in that cyclic mindset of just saying it will never get better, right? Every day, especially when we watch the news, like every day, it seems like there's more crazy in the world. So I think that's just feeding off. So I love that you shared that it wasn't always where it is. And I'm just putting exclamation points on that because it's a journey and it's an evolution, and we all have, yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, that's it. It's every day. I just have to create my life. And I really feel like you set yourself up with your morning routine. It's all in your routine. I love how you do blocks of time. That helps too, but it's really being intentional about what you're thinking, who you're around, what are you watching on TV. If it's constantly depressing, that's what you're going to feel. Right. So you have to be really intentional about what you're looking at, even eating. It's a lifestyle.
Absolutely. I love that you shared that. I got goosebumps with that as well. Just being intentional, because again, if you're clocking in and clocking out every single day and you're not being intentional with the hours or the routines or your mindset, then a week will go by and you'll still be kind of sitting in that yucky place and not really being happy with your life. So why is it important to change your mindset? I mean, we kind of already touched upon that, but I just want to ask you that question to see if we can just bring it home for those that are just starting to kind of think about, maybe they are responsible for their thoughts. Maybe they have control over their thoughts. Maybe it's not up to the surroundings, but maybe it comes from within. So why do you think it's important? If you can share a little bit more about about your mindset.
Mindset, it opens a new energy and you bring in something different. So there's a lot of power in just changing your mindset. It's going to bring a lot of new light that you don't even know you're aware of. But when you change your mindset, you'll see something changing. So I'll get into the homework later in our talk. I'll keep us on track.
Awesome. Yeah, so I was going to ask you, so I love action. I truly believe that you can hear inspiration all day long. You can hear motivational speakers and all that stuff, but it really comes down to action and how it's going to change. So we are already kind of sharing about why it's important to have your mindset, how it opens up the doors for opportunities. I think also when your mindset is in the dumps, which mine has been there, right? When we lost everything. Now. Oh gosh, yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I mean, I remember hitting bottom a couple of times, and then your mindset just plays around in that world. Like, it's never going to get better. I'm never going to be worthy. I'm never going to, have any kind of wealth. And so what are 3 action steps that you can share with femmes today if they're sitting in that space of like, their business perhaps did not pivot correctly, or they haven't thought of ways to pivot, or maybe that they've lost their job. Like, so they're sitting in that space of just almost losing hope. What are some action steps that they can take on that would change their mindset?
I would say the first one would be to recognize that they have some stinking thinking going on. That's the first step. So I always say, if a bad thought comes, stinking thinking, we got to get rid of it. So if I say, I can't take on this task today, I'll immediately say, okay, there's some stinking thinking happening. And I simply say, I delete that thought. So you can start that simply by recognizing it. And then the next step would be taking it a step further by deleting that thought. Try to retrain what you're thinking and replace it with positive. But that would be the first step, just recognizing the stinking thinking.
And when you say I love that, by the way, stinking thinking. I've never heard that before. I think that's so great because it makes me smile also. You said the word can't. Yeah, no, it's hilarious. You said the word can't in there, and I want to just pull that out. So what you're saying, perhaps it's a stinking thinking if it has a word in there that's self-limiting, right? Because you said can't, which is a big self-limiting word. So is it can't, don't, won't, never? Absolutely. Like those kinds of words would trigger, because someone might be watching going, how do I know it's a stinking thought? Absolutely. I think that's would be it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And just even like writing those words down, because it's all repetition. So what we're telling ourselves, you just have to be more aware and conscious of what you're telling yourself, because it's all in our mind.
It's all in our minds. Yeah. So again, just to put exclamation points on what Suzanne's saying, those thoughts are going to generally have the tones of self-limiting words, which are can't, won't, don't, never, all that stuff. So I love that. Okay. So what other tips do you want to share with us?
I would say to go ahead and get around positive people. Get around your femmes, even if you're new to FemCity, find some femmes that you can just learn to study and what their behaviors are. Like, I have some people like Oprah. I kind of study different people, Bob Proctor, and just recognizing their behaviors. What are they doing different that are...
Oh, we lost Suzanne. Oh, there she is. And I lost her volume. Hold on. I can't hear you. Hold on a second.
Did you lose? Okay, I got a call. I'm sorry.
It's okay. So I got you. I got you back.
Get around different people. Okay. Just get around different people that could pour into you and having that good support. So I was saying with Oprah, there's some intention there, and it's just having the right people and different. I just kind of lost my thought there.
No, but you're absolutely, yeah. The people around you, there's a Spanish saying that's tell me who you hang out with and I'll tell you who you are. And
yeah,
I think that's a really powerful thing because it's something that we can all do. And if you're listening to Suzanne and you're saying, I don't even have positive people in my life, right? I don't know anybody. I'm in the middle of nowhere. I'm stuck homeschooling. I'm stuck without a job. So Suzanne just mentioned people that you can access virtually, Oprah, Bob Proctor. So there are people that you can mimic, that you can see how they're talking, what words are they using, how are they showing up in the world. You can use that as your circle of friends until you can get into that circle of friends.
Absolutely. Yes. And you kind of study like what they're doing. They get up early. It's intentional. You have to train yourself to want to get up early. And then when you do wake up early, you can see that you do have some solitude by yourself. If you have kids, it's a way for you to have those alone times and create more days or more hours in the day. Eating right, just being intentional about what you're doing, what you're putting in your body. And that comes with a new lifestyle, new group of people around you too.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think that's something that definitely if you're watching this, you're blessed enough to have access to view and witness how other people that are evolved mindset wise, so that you can actually help you lift you up. Because I know some femmes are like, I don't have anyone in my life, and I hear you, but you do. Yeah. You can access these people.
You do. Just plug into us, because more than likely we're here to pour into you and give you some time. So just staying connected.
Love that. Love those. Yes. Those are great tips.
Thank you. And the last one would be to watch something inspirational. So for me, it was a time where I was watching FemCity YouTube videos. It was like a marathon, and I spent 2 days and I pretty much watched everything. So
I love that.
It just kind of creates that different energy for you, and seeing what other people are doing, and it's very positive. So all the women in FemCity are beautiful, beautiful spirits, energies. So I would say have a marathon.
Yeah. Love that. I know when the moments in 2009 was not a good year for us, like 2008, 2009, for many people, right? Not just us, for many people, just like right now. Mm-hmm. And I remember watching the Happy movie. I think it was the Happy movie. It may have been something else, but I believe it was the Happy movie. And it's just called Happy. It wasn't in the movie theater. It's just a documentary on the study of being happy. And it used to make me smile. It would pull me out of that. And even listening to like Hay House Radio, that helped me a lot. Mm-hmm. So what you're saying, just surrounding yourself with positive messages and people that are uplifting versus, surrounding yourself with things that bring your spiritual side down. Mm-hmm. You want it to make it so that you feel on the inside more happy, more like elevated, you know?
Yeah. And music does that too. Just put on some good music and it changes you.
Yes, absolutely. What music do you put on? Like if you were in that funk, and what's your music?
I like to listen to like jazz. I'll listen to gospel, but it's like the newer gospel. And I just kind of bury myself in that. So I don't listen to a lot of lyrics because you have to watch that too. But I do like to listen to good upbeat music too. To help that.
Yeah, I love
Zen
music
that's all good. Yeah, meditation type of music is really good.
Yeah, absolutely. I know I work with my music on. I almost, it's like I can't work unless I have music on. So whether it's blasting on my laptop or in my headset when it works, when it decides to work. Yes. I'm wearing these things, by the way, guys. I'm wearing these things because my AirPods are not working. And so I'm wearing these like ridiculous things that start wearing on my head eventually. So what would you say, Suzanne, to someone who's listening and they're saying there's no way I can change my mindset? I'm really in the dumps. I've tried and I cannot get myself out. What would you say to that person?
I would just say that just start little. Don't be hard on yourself. you have to want to change. So it's just, you know, recognizing when you're having the stinking thinking and just really getting to a place where you want to change. So for me, I also had a gratitude journal that really helped me to focus on everyday things, even if it was like finding a penny outside, okay, a penny from heaven, or, you know, just recognizing 3 things. Just start with 3 things that you're grateful for, and that will change you over time. It's repetitive. So just being intentional and just wanting to actually change that thought.
Right.
And just get around the right tribe, because they'll pour into you until, you know, kind of faith it till you make it.
Right.
Get around the right tribe and people, and they'll pour into you. The
Love
right
that.
ones will.
Yeah, love that. And I love that you shared you have to really want to change. I think sometimes I know people that enjoy simmering in that level of despair.
It's almost an like,
yeah, and they're choosing to stay there. There's some sort of comfort there, and I get it. Sometimes it's more comfortable to be there because you don't pushing yourself. You don't have to worry about what people will think of you, whether you're going to fail or not. So there is, if you're sitting there and you've been sitting there for a while, look to see what actions you're doing, because sometimes we selectively choose to stay there because it's all we know. It's easier, right? It's not so scary because you know.
That's it. And that's a whole other topic.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's a whole other like class workshop, which we could do, which I'm open to doing. If you guys want us to teach that, let us know. What other advice do you have to share? Final advice for femmes that are watching?
Final advice. This is more like a homework, if that's okay. I would challenge everyone to, and I wrote it down, how to create the life that you want. By Violette. And just kind of just watch that. For me, that was good. It was simple, but it was really good. And I kind of reflect back to that every once in a while.
Yeah, I love that.
Watch that.
Love that. So she's talking about our YouTube channel. So head over, and we'll add that to the link also. And those are exercises that I did for myself. I had that. I remember, what year was it? It must have been like 1999. It was like 1999. I remember driving, and I remember thinking to myself, this is not what I signed up for. Like, I just remember looking at my life and going, this is not. And I knew, whether it's God or spirit or universe, I knew that there was more for me, that was in my destiny. Like, I knew it. And that's when the change started happening, is when I realized that I had the power to change it. And that this was not what this is not how I envisioned my life to be. Like, and so that exercise and that video that you mentioned it literally helped me. So I'm sharing it with you guys that, that's a powerful one. I've forgotten that one.
Was. Yeah. Yep. And for me, also tapping into even finding FemCity almost 2 years ago, pouring seeds into FemCity, even by being a global, that has power in itself, because I'm believing in myself enough to invest back into myself. And people don't see it like that. It's an investment. So
it's an investment.
It's for you, though. You can invest in shoes or a bag, but we need to invest in ourselves.
Absolutely.
And that's something that I did for myself.
Absolutely.
So, and it's been worth every penny and more. So I just want to thank you.
Thank you, Suzanne. Thank you so much. I can't believe it's taken us so long to see each other face to face.
I know.
I'm so happy that you're here. And I love that you mentioned a little bit about investing in yourself. I know even during these times, like with FemCity, I've been investing more into FemCity, and people might think that's really ridiculous because of the times. But every time I go, ooh, should I go ahead and hire this new person or invest in this new thing? And I literally think to myself, how much do I believe in myself? How much do I believe in? So that's a whole other class that Suzanne and I can teach for you.
Invest in yourself first.
Invest in yourself. Yeah, invest in yourself first, and take that class, show up for that course, get certified in whatever you want to do, buy that book, download that Audible, whatever it is, but start working on yourself. It's the best investment you'll ever make. Awesome. I loved this. So how can femmes find you? You mentioned your book, and you mentioned also your nonprofit. So maybe mention that again.
So I can drop that in the link as well, but it's you can find me on Instagram, LinkedIn, and I do have a Fearless Girl Boss group. You can find me on fearlessgirlboss.com, and also I do have a book on Amazon. It's called Get Your Mind Right. So I can drop all of the links below.
Perfect. Yeah, send it over to us. We can add it over to when we add this over to the other platform. So thank you so much, Suzanne. Awesome. This was great for me, by the way. Starting Monday with you. So I'm so grateful that I know you and that you are leading one of our chapters. Thank you so much for all that you do for women in the Detroit area. I'm so I'm so grateful to the work that you do.
Thank you so much. This was beautiful. Bye, Fems.